Okay. Beta element, beta quadra. Hi, I'm host Eric, talking with famous people, and we're doing sociotype.com quadra values. As per somebody wrote a comment suggesting this topic, I thought it was a great topic. Beta, or the second quadra, includes EIE, LSI, SLE, and IEI. That's ethical, intuitive extrovert, EIE. That's your ENFJ. That's like my right-hand man Abraham. LSI is a ISTP. LSI is a logical sensory introvert. And then it's got SLE. SLE is an ESTP, like my drummer Nick, or like EJR&D. And then we've got IEI. IEI is the INFJ. Oh, cool. This is Nandi's type. Nandi's quadra. Nandi's quadra. Okay, so thank you, whoever
the
typed
poo
that
quadra, apparently.
The poo quadra, right. All right, so let's read about them. Dominant elements. The dominant IM elements of the beta quadra are T, I, S, E, F, E, and Ni. All beta quadra types have these elements in the ego or super id blocks and tend to promote or favor their use over subdued elements. TI blocked with SE. Beta quadra types prefer situations where the power structure and hierarchy is clearly defined according to consistent rules where ambiguities are minimized. Beta quadra types are more confident analyzing realistic characteristics of situations, people, and objects rather than alternatives or could-be scenarios. Beta types are inclined to attribute to new acquaintance traits that they have previously observed in other individuals belonging to the same group as they see the new acquaintances belonging to. Aristocracy. So that's that trait. We'll talk about that and maybe one more video after this one. Beta quadra types are inclined to look for general rules explaining people, politics, mechanisms, and trends. Rules that once defined can be applied generally rather than going about things in a case-by-case way. That's smart. Beta quadra types are energized by competitive situations where analytical tactics are emphasized. That's great. That's why they're good at debate. And in fact, INFJs are great at debate. FE blocked with NI. Beta types tend to enjoy group activities where the whole group participates in generating a common emotional atmosphere, as in laughing at jokes, etc. So this is why one of the reasons why they're merry, because they've got TI and FE. They're merry and they're decisive and they're aristocratic. Beta types tend to feel energized in the presence of people who share their beliefs and express them with obvious enthusiasm and emotion. Beta types tend to give more value to feelings when they are demonstrated with clear emotional expression and tend to increase the level of their own emotional expression in order to get a reaction from other people. Beta types tend to describe personal views with special meaning with poetic or dramatic expressions and language. Beta types are often deeply concerned about social issues and the direction the world is heading. They believe that apathy is a significant cause of societal problems and work to fight against it. Subdued elements. The subdued IM elements of the beta quadra are FI, NE, TE, and SI. These elements reflect aspects of reality which beta quadra types prefer to keep to themselves and not discuss openly. FI blocked with NE. Beta types are not inclined to enjoy discussions of personal experiences when the focus is on a person's own inner feelings, especially when described in a subdued way. Beta types tend to be skeptical of another individual's potential for personal growth. Yes, you do, INFJs, in terms of abilities and character, and dislike being the subject of such a discussion by others about themselves. Yes, you hate that. Oh my God, you hate that. Beta types tend to look down on nuts and bolts detailed work as a source of success, preferring to focus on vision and leadership. We share that. INFJs, ENTPs, and INFJs both share that. Beta types don't so much enjoy relaxed personal activities as they do competitive group activities. I don't know about that one. I think that's less true for the INFJ.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's read the group behavior, and then we'll pause before romance styles, okay? Group behavior. Preference for larger groups where participation is collective rather than focused on individuals for any length of time, but with likely domination by more assertive individuals. This means that beta groups discuss topics that everyone could contribute to. Frequent, unexplained inside jokes are considered impolite because they exclude other people. Jokes are loud in general, often about stereotypes. Betas attempt to draw others into the group activity. For example, in a situation where there are group rituals going on, as in drinking, dancing, etc., there is a good-natured pressure on outsiders to also participate in them, with a sort of puzzled dismay if they prefer not to. They also try to draw attention to people who might otherwise feel left out. Usually this is done with general jokes directed at individuals. In more subdued moments, discussion of ideas involving present trends and political implications with strong views voiced. Personal experiences tend to be discussed from the point of view of their external impact rather than their individual's own personal view on them. When larger social events are organized by betas, such as parties, receptions, etc., they show an inclination to promote activities that will lead to the guests involved in a single group, such as games and shows, dislike the quieter forms of events where guests tend to quietly form small groups in more intimate atmospheres, which betas tend to see as boring. For betas, the atmosphere is more important than specific activity or topic. Groups of betas spend time together to entertain each other. They exchange fun and often allow stories to feed the atmosphere so that the group energy won't run out. People talk fast and they often add comments to other people's stories if they feel that the pace is slowing them down. When someone starts to talk, he takes on the obligation to entertain them for the duration of the monologue, and in a friendly group, other people only interrupt to try to help him control of the atmosphere. Talking about personal matters in a group is not something that betas generally do. It is viewed as treachery when something that was told in a one-on-one conversation is retold in front of the group, or when someone criticizes another person's traits in front of the group. Betas believe such things should be told in private and should not be used to embarrass or belittle a friend. This is where I run afoul of INFJs and ISTPs, and where INFJs can start to hate me is because I don't like privacy, and if they tell me something, I just think, well, it doesn't belong to anybody. It's just a sentence, you know.
I hate that. I would hate if anyone did that to me. I'd be so pissed off.
Okay.
Anyway.
Betas don't like it when people tell long, slow stories. I'm talking fast, betas. Betas try to be polite and listen to the story, and they will forgive you if it was boring for them, but if someone does it too often, they might not be invited back. Betas restrict long-winded stories to one-on-one conversations. However, IEIs are more likely to adjust. That's the intuitive ethical introverts. That's the INFJ. INFJs are more likely to adjust to the slower stories because they are very flexible conversationalists. Nandi, flex some of your conversational flexibility.
What?
Flex your conversation.
That doesn't make any sense.
I
don't know what that.
You don't know what?
Anyway, I agree with a lot of the stuff that was said.
Okay.
There was something that I wasn't completely sure about. It was near the beginning. It was like the second bullet point in the first section, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was talking about. I wasn't really sure how I felt about that one.
It was... Beta Quadra types are more confident analyzing realistic characteristics of situations, people, and objects rather than the alternative and could-it-be scenarios?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like STPs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's not an INFJ thing. INFJs are very flexible thinkers.
Yeah, that was about it.
Other thoughts on this quadra, on the types of stuff we've read so far on the betas?
I thought the theme on the competitiveness of the quadra was interesting, and it is something that I observe.
Okay.
Just with both ISTPs, INFJs, all of them.
ENFJs
I don't feel very
for sure,
competitive,
too.
though.
You don't act competitive. You're
you don't
super competitive.
exactly.
You guys are super fucking competitive. You just don't show it.
Yep. I agree.
Well, I mean, like, sickeningly so sometimes. My friend Corey, the notion that he might be anything but a totally unique special snowflake is appalling to him. Right?
Okay, I see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Now that I think about it.
Right. Okay. Other thoughts from anybody? We've got romance coming up next. When it's time for love, what does the beta quadrant do? Beta romantic relationships tend to start from intense exchanges of emotions, either of a playful aggressive sort or of a more tormented sort, based on personal images of special meaning, romantic in a 19th century sense. Nandi, are you 1800s romance? do you show up with a parasol and a big poofy dress that's goes out like 6 feet in every direction?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. The two sorts merge together to make beta the quadra most inclined towards romantic courtship in the everyday sense of the term. A relationship is felt to be lacking if not accompanied by intense demonstrations of emotions. Romantic relationships are also held together by a sense of common goals and purpose and of the other person as the best partner towards achieving them. Betas are the most intense of all quadras in terms of exchanges of emotional and sensual interplay. They are more intense, I agree. At least INFJs.
Yeah.
Other thoughts on romance? A fairly short paragraph. Anybody been in a relationship with one who's from a different quadra?
No.
one thing, I mean, I can notice something there. There does seem to be this crazy intensity with specifically INFJ, like sexuality. I don't know what it is, but like, what was that last sentence? I need to read it again. It was like,
The most intense in terms
Exchanges.
of exchanges of moisture.
wow, basically.
Why?
Sensual interplay.
Well, I wouldn't know
Callum
anything about
confirms
that.
they're very moist people. Okay, it's been confirmed. We've got actual data
Oh
from
my
the world. Interestingly, you should also note INFJs and all the beta quadrant, they have a remarkable enthusiasm for ointment. Little known fact. Okay, perception of other quadrants.
What? I don't support that.
just joking. Just joking.
Continuing on.
Perception of other quadrants. Betas tend to regard alpha types as pleasant company, fun and creative, but too goofy and present-oriented, lacking focus and ambition, needing to be led, and more concerned, yes, they do, even when they're fucking wrong, and more concerned with refining the world of ideas and fun than the real world. Usually a group which consists of members of both quadrants gets along much better than alpha-beta inter-quadra pairs of people. Except for INFJ and ENTP, who get along great. In groups, FE starts to dominate, and there is a lot of active laughter as the betas tell loud stories and the alphas make goofy suggestions for entertainment. On an individual level, the differences are more difficult to overcome because values are different. They are, but they rarely come up. The differences don't have to necessarily come up. They come up when roles have to switch. When the ENTP is not looking to the INFJ for guidance, but is offering it, then you got a big fucking problem. Okay, gammas. Betas tend to regard gamma types as standoffish and occasionally emotional, hostile, judgmental, and inclined to not seeing the big picture in a political or work situation, a combination of political naivety and moral stiffness which may end up jeopardizing the beta's goals. Socially boring, can't take a joke, vindictive, a group consisting of betas and gammas does not mix well together. Betas try to make general jokes, but gammas make extremely personal, sharp jokes. Gammas like everyone to take care of their own needs, and people are constantly moving and forming small groups, but betas want people to stay together. Gammas feel that betas are trying to restrict their fun, and betas feel that gammas are just trying to break the fun group. However, on a personal level, betas and gammas often get along very well. They discuss politics, religion, nature, etc. They both see the general trends, and they compare predictions of what will happen next. Betas view the general emotions motivating the events, and gammas view the objective facts, so they might not agree, but the conversations are intriguing nonetheless. Okay, so somebody says, Hami says, my best friends are betas. Well, just say on a personal level, they get along very well, but that they don't do well in groups together. Do you find that to be the case, Hami? Do you do better with your friends one-on-one than in groups? Oh, you do get along with them in groups. Okay, well, bullshit, sociotype.com. You're wrong. With Hami, anyway. Delta. Betas tend to regard delta types as non-committal in their unwillingness to support goals decided in a group, lack of drive, and ethical self-righteousness. Rather than back group efforts that require vision and concentration of effort, delta types prefer to just work on personal projects. Equally mixed groups of betas and deltas get along just fine. Nothing great, nothing horrible. Deltas tell their personal views, but they don't feel comfortable enough to get too personal. And betas make general jokes to entertain others, but don't feel playful enough to make loud jokes that might offend deltas. But when there's a quadra dominance, things go bad very fast. The beta group is too loud and impersonal for deltas, and the delta group is too muted and personal for betas. Betas want to express their views and opinions very openly, while deltas want everyone to keep any possible offensive views to themselves. That's a source of difficulty between the ENTP and the deltas as well. Other alpha types may be more cooperative about managing which views they state, I think, than ENTPs. Thoughts on all that?
I like STPs.
You like STPs? Well, your dual is an ESTP, right?
No. Oh, you think I'm Nandi? No, I'm not Nandi.
Oh, sorry, JC.
Nandi's dual is ESTP.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nandi, your dual is ESTP. Do you know any ESTPs, Nandi?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't
Maybe
think
you should
I've
put a sign in
been
front of
around.
your house that says, looking for an ESTP man.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
You get some biker ride by and be like, "Hey, it's me." Fuck thinking about it. Get on the back of the bike. We're gonna go rob a liquor store. Let's go.
That's so sketchy.
That's
I
your
would do
duel.
it.
That's your duel, Nandi. You need an ESTP to take you to rob liquor stores for some reason.
Yeah, so I can jump on the back of his bike and we can go drink and go to the beach and stuff.
Right.
Sounds fun.
What about an ESTP like surgeon or something?
There's no such thing.
Yes, there are. They like freaking factual science, okay? And
Okay.
like
I think they'd be pretty bored of it. Monotony.
no, it's not. What about surgery is monotonous?
I don't know, like doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I really hope that's not true because I want to be a surgeon. And I think I'd die if that were the case.
Well, it depends what kind of surgery, right? If you are like let's say a hand surgeon, you're gonna have to repair athletes' injuries with their bones. Eventually, you're probably gonna run into not a lot of diversity. People break their bones, but of course, you can break into 50 pieces or 2 pieces. It's gonna make a big difference. But at the end of the day, you're still just fixing bones.
That's true.
I think ESPs want to go mountain biking and shit like that more.
To me, it's just like
Go ahead.
ESTPs and ISTPs are badass.
ESPs and ISPs are badass.
Yeah, they're badass, dude. They're the dudes. Have you ever seen, like, the people that run on top of, like, really tall buildings or stand with, like, no protective gear? Those
Yeah.
are fucking ESTPs and ISTPs.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
their ability to attach to sensation so much where they can completely ignore their mind's like fears almost. Like it almost be so much in their body that they have. That's fucking crazy to me. Like there's this picture of an ISTP, like a meme, where a dude is doing a split between 2 moving semis, and that to me sums up the nature of like an ISTP, where like there's this super chaotic situation around me, and I am perfectly poised inside of it.
Well,
I don't know.
My ESTP drummer, he has a car that's very loud, and it's got everything's all like he wants to talk about it, right? Yes, your car's fast. Yes, that number is larger than that other number. Yeah, I'm sure it has that many CCs, and it has this kind of exhaust, and it's got, it's got that thing on it? Great, fantastic. I don't fucking care. I don't care about your car. I don't know. I just can't care. I'm sorry, I just cannot care about it.
Have you ever rode in like a really fast car though?
It sounds like a really fast trip to car sickness to me.
I mean, it's fun.
I get car sick. I get really car sick.
Oh.
I have to drive. I can't ride. And if I do like to drive, my SE comes out when I'm driving if there's traffic. Like today I was on a long-ass fucking errands run. It drove me insane. And I start getting super frustrated and super like revvy into my engine and like go around people and shit like that, I don't like it. It's because traffic renders your NE totally fucking useless. There's nothing you can do. Getting off at this exit and trying to find a surface street way around is my normal thing that I do all the time. It costs me endless amounts of hours with my bad idea, NE impulse, like, just get off here. I'm tired of waiting in this traffic. We'll figure out a way around it. You won't, Eric. You won't figure out a way around it. It's trafficy everywhere. It's the wrong time of day. You should have figured out a way around it by not driving this time of day. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Interesting
STP friends really like cars and to talk about them as well.
Yeah.
Do you talk to them about their cars? What do you say?
Not really. Like sometimes I zone out or I don't know the parts about them. Yeah, it's not. Try to listen.
The only things I can think to say are things like, "Yeah, that seems like a really fast car," or "Yeah, that's an interesting looking exhaust pipe," or
I do notice when they tend to talk about cars or bikes or whatever it is they are particularly into, using some physical activity, they do tend to use like a bunch of terminology that most people don't know and they're not aware of it. Like they just like go off on
Well,
whatever
when
it
they
is
find
they're
someone,
interested in.
when they find another gearhead though, and you watch them talk to each other,
Yeah.
Well, that's like the same thing with, I would say, NTs. Or
Yeah, no, I agree.
NTs, a theory.
Yeah.
Thing with you guys and your freaking metaphysical, philosophical crap.
It's just like
no, it's
No,
not.
I
It's not the
understand
same. Art is better, and theirs is worse.
Vector.
Art is better.
From my perspective, it looks exactly the same.
it's pretty similar.
People love to make fun of that word, vector, huh? You notice I've cut down on its usage substantially after I got teased about it a couple times. The thing is, no, it's not the same at all, okay? We're talking about important stuff. They're talking about dumb cars. Duh. Thanks for watching Talking with Famous People.